Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Great to be back.
All right, let's unpack this. In our previous deep dive, we really got into the crucial topic of IoT security and privacy, understanding how we keep these incredibly interconnected systems safe. But what happens when all that theory, all that planning, meets the sprawling, messy reality of the world? What are these incredible systems actually doing out there beyond just blinking lights? Today, we're taking a massive leap from the how to the what's, diving headfirst into the real-world applications and fascinating case studies of the Internet of Things. We've got a stack of insights that are going to reveal just how IoT is fundamentally transforming industries, cities, and even our daily lives in ways you might not expect. Prepare for some genuine aha moments, because we're about to uncover how connected devices are solving concrete problems and creating immense value, often in truly surprising places.
That's the core of it, really. The true measure of any transformative technology isn't just its theoretical elegance or, the cleverness of its engineering. It's about its tangible impact, its ability to move beyond concepts and truly reshape how we live and work. We'll be looking at how IoT is touching everything from the way we grow our food to how we manage our health and even the very fabric of our urban environments. This deep dive is all about practical implementations, success stories, and the real-world shifts that happen when you connect everything. We'll explore specific examples that vividly illustrate the sheer versatility of IoT, and critically, we'll also delve into the important human and ethical considerations that naturally arise when these large-scale, pervasive deployments become a reality. It's a powerful duality we need to understand.
Absolutely. So where does IoT really hit home for most of us? Quite literally, in fact. Let's talk about the smart home. We often categorize it as mere convenience, voice commands for lights, thermostats that learn your habits, but our sources suggest it's far, far more than that, don't they?
You're right to point out that initial perception. The smart home is often our first personal encounter with IoT, but its true significance extends well beyond simple convenience. Think of it as a massive real-world testbed for new IoT technologies and, crucially, for developing sustainable business models around connected devices. It's where these ideas get refined, on a mass scale. For instance, it's rapidly evolving into a platform for ambient assisted living, or AAL.
AAL.
Yeah, ambient assisted living. Here, discrete sensors, perhaps embedded in flooring or appliances, can monitor the activity and safety of elderly residents. These aren't intrusive cameras. They're designed to detect things like falls or subtle but significant changes in routine that might indicate a health issue.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
It provides incredible peace of mind for families, offering early alerts that could prevent a crisis. And on a larger scale, those smart devices you mentioned, thermostats, smart appliances, even electric vehicle chargers, can intelligently interact with the power grid.
How does that work?
Well, they can reduce consumption during peak demand hours, not just saving you money, but actively helping to stabilize the overall energy supply. It shifts us from passive energy users to active participants in grid management.
That's a huge leap, from personal convenience to actually stabilizing the grid.
Wow. Stepping out of our smart homes then, let's look at something equally vital, but far grander. The very infrastructure powering our lives, the grid itself. Our sources talk about the smart grid. How does an IoT-enabled smart grid completely revolutionize a traditional power system? What's the fundamental shift there?
The fundamental shift is profound. A traditional power grid is essentially a one-way street. Power flows from a central generating plant directly to passive consumers. There's limited visibility once the power leaves the substation. The IoT-enabled smart grid, by contrast, transforms this into a dynamic, two-way, intelligent network.
So it's like giving the entire grid a nervous system. Exactly. Think of it like that. Smart meters at every home and business provide real-time data on energy consumption. But that's just the start. Crucially, thousands of sensors are deployed across the entire distribution network, monitoring transformers, power lines, substations.
Okay.
This real-time data stream allows utility companies to pinpoint faults instantly, often before a customer even notices an outage.
Really? Before they notice?
Yeah. If a tree falls on a line, they know exactly where and can reroute power around it much faster. This also enables them to dynamically balance loads across the network and seamlessly integrate intermittent renewable energy sources like wind and solar.
Which are tricky, right? Because they fluctuate.
Exactly. Notoriously difficult to manage in traditional grids because their output fluctuates. For you, the consumer, this also opens up demand response programs, where you can be financially rewarded for reducing your energy use during peak periods.
Ah, interesting.
For countries with vast distances and diverse energy sources, like, say, Canada or the US, the smart grid isn't just an upgrade. It's essential for building a more resilient, efficient, and truly sustainable energy future. It means the lights stay on even when the unexpected happens, and our energy sources become cleaner.
It's truly incredible how technology is reshaping such foundational sectors. And what about agriculture? It feels like a world away from smart homes and power grids. How is IoT bringing a digital revolution to farming through what's called precision agriculture?
Yeah, this is an area where the impact is both immense and often unseen by the average person. Precision agriculture leverages IoT to optimize every single aspect of farming, with the dual goals of increasing yields and drastically reducing waste.
Okay, how?
Take crop management, for instance. Traditionally, you might water an entire field uniformly. With precision agriculture, networks of wireless sensors embedded in the soil provide hyperlocal data on soil moisture, nutrient levels, even pest conditions, sometimes down to individual rows of crops.
Wow, that's specific.
Oh yeah. This allows for the precise application of water and fertilizer only when and exactly where it is needed. That dramatically reduces resource consumption, saves significant costs for farmers, and minimizes environmental runoff.
Huge environmental benefit there.
Absolutely. And our sources also highlight the use of drones equipped with multispectral cameras, which can see light wavelengths beyond what the human eye detects surveying hundreds of acres. They can identify crop stress, like early signs of disease or nutrient deficiency, long before it's visible to the human eye, allowing for targeted intervention.
That's fascinating, preventing issues before they even become apparent. And for livestock, what's the transformation there? Are we talking about Fitbits for cows?
You're not far off, actually. For livestock, it's equally transformative. Connected collars or ear tags on animals can indeed monitor their location, activity levels, and key health indicators like body temperature. This data can alert a rancher to a sick animal early, allowing for quick isolation and treatment, which is crucial for herd health. It also helps track breeding patterns more precisely, and can even prevent theft or loss by alerting farmers if an animal strays too far. All of this significantly improves the overall health, welfare, and productivity of the herd, leading to better outcomes for both the animals and the farmers. It's about proactive animal husbandry on a grand scale.
Extending this digital fabric even further, our sources show IoT's impact stretching deeply into healthcare. Let's talk about the Internet of Medical Things, or IoMT, and how it's fundamentally changing clinical settings and even patient care at home.
What's truly fascinating here is how IoMT is shifting healthcare from a reactive, often hospital-centric model to a more proactive, personalized, and continuous one. Beyond remote patient monitoring, which allows doctors to keep tabs on chronic conditions from afar, IoMT is transforming the clinical settings themselves.
Like in hospitals.
Exactly. In smart hospitals, for example, IoT tags are used for real-time location tracking of critical mobile assets like infusion pumps, wheelchairs, ventilators. Imagine the time saved for nurses in an emergency, knowing exactly where every piece of life-saving equipment is instantly.
Yeah, that's huge.
Smart beds can also monitor a patient's vital signs and movement, automatically alerting nurses to potential issues like a patient trying to get out of bed unexpectedly. Looking to the near future, the development of ingestible sensors.
Ingestible, really?
Yes, ingestible sensors, tiny pills that can monitor internal body conditions and transmit data wirelessly, promise to revolutionize diagnostics and treatment adherence in ways we're only just beginning to imagine. Imagine your body literally communicating its needs to your doctor in real time, preventing crises before you even feel a symptom.
Wow, it's the ultimate personalized health guardian.
Kind of, yeah.
That sounds almost like something out of science fiction. Okay, from saving lives to shipping goods. The supply chain used to be this mysterious black box where items seemed to disappear after leaving the warehouse. How does IoT shatter this black box, providing true end-to-end visibility?
Yeah. For centuries, once a product left the warehouse, it was effectively invisible until it arrived at its destination, leaving logistics managers constantly guessing. IoT shatters this black box by providing true end-to-end visibility, transforming the entire journey.
Yeah.
We're talking about real-time asset tracking through GPS and cellular-enabled trackers on trucks, ships, containers. That's the basic level.
Right, location tracking.
But modern IoT sensors go far beyond just location. They monitor a shipment's condition, things like temperature, humidity, shock, and tilt. This is absolutely critical for what's known as the cold chain, ensuring that sensitive items like vaccines, pharmaceuticals, and fresh food are maintained within their safe temperature range throughout their entire journey.
From farm to pharmacy or plate. Got it.
Precisely. Imagine the implications for food safety and preventing spoilage. And it's not just on the road or sea. Inside the warehouse, IoT-powered smart shelves track inventory levels in real time, automatically triggering reorders when stock is low, preventing costly stockouts.
So automated inventory.
Yeah, and autonomous mobile robots navigating the warehouse floor, picking and transporting goods with an efficiency and tireless precision far exceeding human capabilities, optimizing every step of the fulfillment process.
It sounds like it's creating a completely transparent and almost self-managing logistics network. Finally, in this expansive section, how is IoT becoming an essential toolkit for environmental monitoring, particularly for critical issues like wildfire detection, which, have become so prevalent globally?
Given the scale of global environmental challenges, IoT provides an essential toolkit for monitoring and protecting our planet with unprecedented granularity and speed. For wildfire detection, especially in vast, remote forests like those we see across North America, early detection is absolutely critical. Imagine a network of interconnected sensors, strategically placed, continuously monitoring for telltale signs, smoke particles, carbon monoxide levels, or rapid increases in temperature. This provides an alert to authorities far faster than traditional observation towers, or even less frequent satellite passes.
That early warning is key.
It can make all the difference between a small brush fire and a devastating inferno. Beyond wildfires, IoT sensors are deployed in lakes, rivers, and coastal waters for continuous, real-time monitoring of water quality parameters like pH, dissolved oxygen, various pollutants.
Water quality, too.
Yeah. This can provide immediate warnings of contamination events, help track the health of aquatic ecosystems, and allow us to manage precious water resources more effectively. And in our cities, a dense network of low-cost air quality sensors can provide citizens and officials with a granular, real-time map of pollution hotspots.
Helping with public health advice and planning.
Exactly. Enabling data-driven public health advisories and more effective urban planning decisions. It makes the invisible visible, empowering us to act.
That ability to make the invisible visible and act quickly brings us perfectly to the concept of smart cities. These urban environments are becoming fascinating laboratories for IoT innovation, aren't they? Our sources highlight 3 distinct approaches. Let's start with Barcelona, described as a top-down pioneer. What defined their strategy?
Barcelona was indeed one of the earliest adopters, and they took a very comprehensive top-down smart city strategy. They essentially created a citywide IoT platform as a foundational layer, allowing them to deploy and manage a wide range of integrated services centrally. It was a highly orchestrated effort.
Okay, centralized, like what?
For example, their smart lighting system uses sensors to detect presence, dimming streetlights when no one is around. This leads to truly enormous energy savings. Their sensor-based parking system guides drivers directly to available spots, significantly reducing traffic congestion and, driver frustration.
I could use that.
Well, slightly. We all could. And their smart waste management system uses sensors and bins to determine fill levels, optimizing collection routes and saving fuel by only sending trucks when and where they're needed, preventing overflows. Barcelona's data-driven approach has reportedly saved the city hundreds of millions of euros and created tens of thousands of jobs. It really demonstrates the economic benefits.
So optimizing city services from the top down.
Pretty much, yeah.
That sounds incredibly efficient. But in contrast, Amsterdam took a different path, focusing on a collaborative ecosystem. What distinguished their approach? How did it differ from Barcelona's?
Amsterdam's approach is distinctly more bottom-up and collaborative, emphasizing community and partnership. Their Amsterdam Smart City, or ASC initiative, isn't a single platform. It's a public-private partnership that acts as a dynamic platform for innovation. They actively connect companies, knowledge institutions, and most importantly, citizens to work together on urban challenges.
So more involvement from everyone.
Exactly. Their focus is heavily on open data and co-creation, meaning solutions are often developed with the people who will use them. Projects have included smart traffic management that specifically prioritizes cyclists, which makes a lot of sense for Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And flexible street lighting that adapts to events or even changes in weather. They've also pioneered large-scale home energy storage projects that help balance the grid at a neighborhood level. Amsterdam's model emphasizes that a truly smart city is as much about building a vibrant, engaged community and fostering collaboration as it is about deploying cutting-edge technology. It's a focus on people-centered innovation.
It sounds like Amsterdam really prioritizes buy-in and community involvement. Makes sense. And then there's Singapore, often held up as the smart nation. What's the cornerstone of their ambitious, truly government-driven vision?
Singapore truly represents the pinnacle of a government-driven, fully integrated smart city vision with its Smart Nation initiative. The cornerstone of their strategy is Virtual Singapore, which is an incredibly dynamic 3D digital twin of the entire city-state.
A digital twin of the whole city. Wow.
Yeah, imagine a living, breathing virtual replica of Singapore, constantly updated. This unbelievably detailed platform is fed by real-time data from countless sensors deployed across every corner of the city, traffic, environment, even crowd movements.
Okay, so what do they use it for?
Everything from urban planning and disaster simulation to optimizing public transport, traffic management, and sophisticated crowd control for major events. Singapore has deployed incredibly extensive sensor networks, and their ultimate goal is to create a seamless, predictive, and highly efficient urban environment for their residents, where services are anticipated and optimized almost before you need them. It's an unparalleled level of digital integration and foresight.
It sounds like an urban planner's dream, an incredibly sophisticated system. But these smart cities, for all their incredible efficiency and innovation, also raise some significant ethical questions. Our sources highlight what some call a dark side. What's the primary concern regarding pervasive surveillance in these highly connected urban environments?
This brings us to a really critical point. The primary ethical concern, the moment you connect everything, is that the very same sensors that make a city smart and efficient can also enable pervasive surveillance.
Right.
When data is collected from citizens in public spaces, often without their explicit knowledge or interaction, the notion of informed consent becomes deeply problematic. Who owns this data? Who gets to use it, and for what purposes? There's a significant legitimate risk that this vast ocean of data could be used by governments or corporations to monitor and even subtly control populations, potentially creating a chilling effect on freedom of expression and assembly. It's a very fine, nuanced line between enhancing public safety and encroaching on individual liberties.
That makes perfect sense. And this concern about data leads us directly to the risk of algorithmic bias. How can IoT data, even if it's collected neutrally, inadvertently perpetuate or even amplify existing societal inequalities?
That's a crucial insight. What's often overlooked is that the data itself, even if gathered by a machine, can be inherently biased. IoT data is used to train the algorithms that then make decisions affecting people's lives, from determining insurance premiums to optimizing police patrol routes.
Okay.
If the data collected is inherently biased, for instance, if more sensors are placed in affluent neighborhoods compared to underserved ones, or if certain demographics are underrepresented in the data sets, the resulting algorithms will not only perpetuate but often amplify existing societal inequalities.
Right. The algorithm just learns the bias.
Exactly. This can lead to a form of digital redlining, a modern take on discriminatory practices where technology inadvertently creates new divides. Certain communities are systematically disadvantaged by automated systems, simply because the initial data didn't represent them fairly from the start. The technology is only as good, or as fair, as the data it learns from.
That's a really stark example of how good intentions can go awry. And what about the digital divide? How can smart city technologies, designed to improve life, paradoxically risk worsening this existing gap in access and opportunity?
The digital divide can absolutely be exacerbated if the benefits of smart city technologies are not distributed equitably across all demographics. For example, if convenient smart parking apps are only accessible to those with smartphones and data plans, or if high-tech public transit solutions primarily bypass low-income neighborhoods,
then not everyone benefits equally.
Exactly. Then IoT risks primarily benefiting the affluent and tech-savvy. This leaves more vulnerable citizens behind, potentially widening an already existing gap in access to essential services and opportunities rather than closing it. The challenge is ensuring that smart city initiatives are designed with true inclusivity at their core, ensuring universal access to their benefits.
Finally, our sources mention nudging. What exactly is this, and what ethical question does it raise about human autonomy in a world of pervasive IoT?
Nudging refers to IoT systems designed to subtly encourage people towards certain behaviors. This could be anything from your smart home system suggesting you lower your thermostat to save energy, to smart city apps recommending a different route for your walk to encourage more steps, or directing you away from a crowded area.
Okay, subtle suggestions.
Right. While often well-intentioned and aimed at promoting public good like reducing energy consumption or improving public health, this raises critical questions about human autonomy. The ethical challenge is defining the boundary, where a helpful suggestion becomes a form of subtle manipulation or even coercion.
Where is that line?
It's tough. How much influence do we want technology to have over our daily choices and habits, even if those choices are supposedly for our own good or the good of society? It makes us question where our free will truly ends in a hyper-connected world.
So what does this all mean? Our deep dive into the real-world applications of IoT has truly shown us a transformative technology from making our homes smarter and power grids more efficient, to revolutionizing healthcare, supply chains, environmental monitoring, and building these incredibly intelligent cities. It's a massive shift across every sector.
Indeed. The journey from theory to reality reveals IoT as an undeniably powerful and versatile tool, capable of profound transformations across nearly every major industry and aspect of public life. From the intelligent efficiency of a smart grid to the life-saving potential of IoT, its applications are as diverse as the human problems they seek to solve. It truly gives us the ability to perceive and interact with our world in entirely new ways. But as we've explored, these incredible successes bring immense human and ethical considerations into sharp focus. The power to monitor, optimize, and even influence behavior must be wielded with extraordinary care and foresight. This raises an important question for you, the listener. If the greatest challenge ahead is not purely technical, but fundamentally human concerning our values, privacy, and autonomy, how can we ensure that we design IoT systems that are not just smart, but truly wise? Systems that serve all of humanity, respect our rights, and genuinely empower us towards a more just and sustainable world. It's a challenge we'll all face as this technology continues to evolve.
A huge thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Your curiosity makes these explorations so incredibly rewarding for us. We've just scratched the surface of IoT's impact, and there's so much more to uncover. Tune in next time as we explore the future of the Internet of Things. Keep diving deeper with us. There's always more to learn, and we'll be here to unpack it together. Please subscribe to our channel, Tech AI and Beyond, for more insights. Until next time, stay curious and well-informed.